Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the IWC Portuguese Yacht Club Chronograph Edition Laureus Sport for Good Foundation. This is the IW reference 3902-13. The 2013 special edition can be seen and purchased on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full commercial listing for this watch, with additional accessories included, high-resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this IWC Portuguese Yacht Club chronograph. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that although this was a 2013 special edition, it uses the case size and proportions of the original 2010 Portuguese Yacht Club chronograph. Now it's important to note that in 2015 the watch went from the 45.5 millimeters you see here to 43.5. This is the larger original case size. 45.5 across the round of the case from 9 to 3, not inclusive of the crown guards or pushers. The timepiece is a relatively compact 14.5 millimeters thick, but it does feature a bezel that flares out so it can hang up a tighter sleeve or dress cuff. Now the watch is fairly broad from lug to lug, 53 millimeters, so it has impressive stance across the wrist. If you're looking at something like an Hublot Big Bang or an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore, consider this watch as a watch with real pedigree and heritage, a manufacturer movement and impeccable styling, but perhaps the size, but not quite the raw, unvarnished attitude of the other two. Consider this one perhaps to be the gentleman's choice in the oversized sports watch class. Now, the case is steel. The caseback is solid, so the watch does have impressive heft to it. You can see the lugs are deep and the case is thick. The strap itself is remarkably burly, and you can see how thick cut it is. So it's exceptionally rugged, but it does have a little bit of a tendency to flare, which means that though 53 millimeters lug to lug, this one wears larger. It will fight a smaller wrist, so beware of that. However, the strap is a fantastic piece, and as you'll note, it's relieved on the underside, so it will allow you to evacuate sweat, grit, heat, and moisture that's on the wrist on a hot day or during periods of activity. The buckle is a single fold deployant made by IWC. It's hefty, it's solid, it closes with a reassuring snap. It's exactly what you want, retaining a big, heavy sports watch like this. Now you'll note that the caseback of the timepiece features an image representative of the purpose of the Laureus Sport for Good Foundation, and of course each edition of the Laureus watches from IWC features a winning design by a young person in the program. Laureus Sport for Good is one of Richemont's chosen charities, actually created by Johann Rupert himself, and the idea is to bring sport and sporting values to underprivileged youths around the world. This watch is one of 1,000 made in this particular edition of the Sport for Good edition. Now the watch features a signature blue sunburst Sport for Good Laureus dial in conjunction with white accents, polished silver steel elements all applied, and a shock of red on the chronograph counter at 12 o'clock and the chronograph seconds hand at center. Now it's worth noting that this is the IWC manufacturer caliber 89360, so it is a flyback chronograph with a mono counter at 12 minutes and hours on a single register to keep the look clean, to keep it bilaterally symmetrical and balanced top to bottom. There's a central axis that bears all of the complications with the exception of the date window, which is itself counterbalanced by the IWC Schaffhausen signature at 9 o'clock. Now the movement has a 68-hour power reserve, IWC's signature Peloton bidirectional pawl-based winding system, a mechanical engineering tradition of the manufacturer since the early 1950s. It also features a free-sprung balance for resistance to shock-induced timing deviation, a 4 Hz or 28,800 vibration per hour rate, and when you pull the crown, it is a screw-in crown. You hack the balance, stop the seconds to synchronize, and there is a quick set function for the date. Naturally, though it is a flyback that can be reset and restarted with a single press, you can actuate it conventionally, stopping, starting, and resetting as per the usual sequence. Now finally, the Portuguese Yacht Club chronograph significantly upgrades the 3 ATM water resistance of the original Portuguese chronograph, the reference 3714. This one features 6 ATM water resistance, which IWC explicitly rates as sufficient for waterborne activity short of diving. It's also important to note that the watch does have a sports watch sensibility about its design, featuring luminescent hour indices and leaf style hands at center. So unlike the 3714, you can see this one in the dark, and you can see it and you can purchase it on our website.